My name is Freydun Fred Sultani. Most of you personally knows me as the Straight Edge Reviews owner, promoter, unboxer, and reviewer. However, there are those of you who knows me in the Mortal Kombat Online community as the longtime fan and collector that is known as Freysoul. These are my Mortal Kombat collector videos. Please like, subscribe, share, and also hit that notification button to know when the next time a collector video comes available. Thanks. Hey everyone, this is MK Collector Frey Soul coming at you with another episode here of the collector series. It's now the week after, it's officially the week after Mortal Kombat 11 is released, and I kind of wanted to take this episode to go a little bit about what's it like for a collector to going into a new MK game. What is it like, in other words, for us? And then also kind of share with you guys over the last, let's say, last month or so, just the two items here that I got just recently. So going back to the release of last week, in other words, um, myself, and I'm sure there's other collectors out there that I know of that will buy multiple versions of this game. And so one of the things that I have went out before the game was released or whatever, I pre-ordered several editions of this game. I pre-ordered obviously the Nintendo Switch version, which I'm still on the fence about its graphics. I also purchased just a simple regular copy of the Xbox One from GameStop, so that way I can get the pre-order bonuses, which was this guy right here, the lunchbox. That also comes with a scarf that covers your face as like Scorpion's mask, and then also the platted, or not platted, these really nice, good pictures, screenshots of Johnny Cage. One younger self, the other older or current self, in other words. So those are a couple of things that I from GameStop that you got as a pre-order bonus, standing in line or whatnot. I also went to and I don't have with me as this, but I also got the um, um, premium edition for both this and the Xbox One. The Xbox One is currently what's in my system right now upstairs, in on my Xbox One that I'm working on, and I also got this bad boy. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, well, obviously you can see the mask back there, so there's no hint to what it is, but um, also the $400 one that we got as well too. So another, that was, those are some of the things that as a collector, you want to try to collect as much as the editions out there. And yeah, who knows, maybe down the line, is it going to be available? Is it going to be recently priced? So as the game was nearing release last week, the collector's edition here was being pre-sold already on eBay for like $100 or more or whatever, which is a ridiculous amount of money. So I made sure about a week or two after it was announced that I was able to get in my pre-order at GameStop, and didn't get it day one, unfortunately, but waited a couple extra days and got it eventually. And like I said, so how's that scorpion mask in my back in my combat cave here, guys? Let me know. Um, so without further ado, obviously there's a lot more to go over and show, in other words, but I wanted just to share just a couple of little things here. I saw this on Amazon, and God, this sucker is huge, and I hope they buy another one. But as a collector, obviously, sometimes we collect in twos. So that's why sometimes I have two of everything, or maybe more than two, in other words. Where depending on what it is, in other words. So is this would be a 2 item, in other words. So I'll eventually at some point buy another one of these guys. But when I purchased this originally, I did not count on this being this large, in other words. Can you tell? Get it to my face, in other words, kind of a comparison shot here, in other words. So yeah, so that was off Amazon. Other places I kind of shop at, like eBay, is another spot I keep looking at, and other collectors do it too. We kind of band together and say, hey, this is what's going on eBay. If it's reasonably priced, or if another collector has really needed it or whatever, they'll shout it out on our Facebook group or so. But what was interesting, this other item that I got, it's about a month ago or so, I got to go and experience Morphicon Express, Power Ranger thing. So besides Mortal Kombat, I also love to be on top of or stay in tune with 2 other things besides Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's number 1, number 2 is wrestling, and number 3 is Power Rangers. So I was given the opportunity to go to an event in Pasadena, Texas, mid-April, early April, the first or second week of April, and got to help out, attend. And as I was attending, in other words, I visited all the stores. There was only a couple stores there, but majority of the items were Power Ranger related items. But there was one store that had various items, like various pop figures, various other, and they had Injustice figures, which kind of called me, in other words, but I didn't. They were like the Japan art or Japan import figures, is what they look like, that you would find usually at Barnes and Nobles. So, but one item in particular that I'm going to share with you guys was this one, the Storm Collectibles of Goro, that essentially I did not have, and in another video, and I'll kind of show you where, here in my combat cave, over in the corner, there is, I have a regular reptile, a Noob Saibot, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, a bloody version of Sub-Zero, and a Shao Kahn. So I'll go through a video down the line, kind of going through all these, if I am not getting anything the week or something, and kind of share with my collection as well. So, but yeah, we collectors, we tend to try to browse the internet. There's items out there still that I still like to get. Recently, just the arcade 1-up cabinet, that was one of them that I'd like to get, but due to financial issues, I cannot get it, and I'm praying that I do not get the will of having to deal with eBay or whatever, or some reseller that's upselling it, because I've seen it already on eBay for God who knows how much. Twice the price I've seen it, which is absurd. I don't get why people do that. I get it, you want to make money, but when there's fans like us, we want to buy things like that. We go out to these stores and we hope, hey, we're gonna hope to get these stuff or whatever, and it's not there. But then now we have to go to other venues or other sources like Amazon or eBay, and we see it marked up or whatever. So just kind of some headaches there about that, about if we're not staying on top of these things. So like the box here, this lunchbox, I knew that was going to be a hot item. When Injustice 2 came out, they had a jersey at GameStop that, GameStop says it's WB, WB says it's not them. It's up to, it's a blame game, essentially, it comes down to. And the material is really cheap that somebody else can make copies of this guy. I mean, it just does not make sense. But anyways, I knew I had to get there early, and that's why I sacrificed a little family time. In other words, told the wife, hey, I'm going to be in this line for whatever hours. By like 10 o'clock in the evening, I was all done with GameStop and Best Buy, and I was back home, and I was ready to go to bed and I was dead tired of waiting and standing on my feet, in other words. But I did interact with a lot of people. I even told people about the um, Mortal Kombat Encyclopedia. So, again, this is a big shout out to the Encyclopedia guys, not just myself, but the team that's we're pushing this, in other words, and hoping that we get some leeway with after last week. And thank you guys for whoever liked their page and everything in the last week or so and increased their the followers. So thank you. So that's something I would pray and hope to see the light of day, in other words. So so I won't go on any further. I'll try to keep it to hopefully a 10-minute episode here, it looks like. I appreciate you guys. Keep liking and subscribing to these channels, these episodes, and I'll keep making more. Comment below what you guys like to know about a Mortal Kombat collector. I'll try to answer them in the next video episode. Tell me about yourself. Tell me if you're a collector. What MK item that you cherish the most. In other words, that you went out and you knew that its value was great to you. In other words, why? And may feature you on the next video, in other words. Until next time, everybody,